Hello, Mastertax here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a battle from the new Tier 8 Premium Italian Tank Destroyer. It is the Vipera. If you enjoy what you see, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So before we get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I've currently got on this tank. My crew on this tank, all quite good, all onto the 4th skill. It is my crew from my Minotauro. The equipment I'm using, in the special firepower slot, I've got improved airman. Then in the special scouting slot, I've got vents and improved rotation mechanism. I'm also using the premium consumable food. On field modifications, I have maxed this out so I get a permanent bonus of -3% to dispersion during hull traverse. On the first field modification, number 2, I've chose reinforced suspension, which I get plus 30% of suspension durability, plus 15% of maintaining speed when crossing all terrain types. I do lose -5% to hull traverse speed. On modification number 4, I've getting Parallax Adjustment, which is -3% to the aiming circle size, but I do lose -5% to aiming speed. And then the 5th modification, I've chose right angle periscope, which gives us plus 2% to view range, but I do lose -6% to concealment after firing. So now, let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Siegfried Line. It's an encounter battle, which means both teams are attacking the same base and we're all tier 8, so a good test for this tank. So what I want to do is head towards the cap. I want to get right in the middle of the action. Although this is a TD, this isn't a camping TD. Your dispersion, stuff like that isn't good enough, but what is good enough is your armor, so you can get right in the thick of it. So that's what I intend to do. Now, I'm not one for encouraging you to spend your money on premium tanks, but if you do like the TS5 or the Turtle, you are going to really like this. I would say this tank is better than the pair of them because your turret does rotate, although it is limited. It will only rotate 45 degrees both ways, but that 45 degrees will help you stopping people trying to get behind you, which in the TS5 or the Turtle you can't do anything about. So I'm pushing into the middle, and what I want to do is get behind the row of buildings on the other side. And there's a charioteer, and I get a shot into him. Not too happy him sitting there. I really don't want him to get a shot into the side of us, but I do want to push to these buildings. So I'm just pushing in. He is pulling back, which I'm glad about. So there you go, bounce a shot from the SU-130 PM. And now I don't want to push straight behind that rubble with my side shown. So I've reversed back a little bit, tried to keep my armour pointing forward. And there's that charioteer, and he's shooting HE. That's the Hesh, I think, on that tank. And it's only done 19 damage to us. So I'm not too concerned about that, and I've made it to the position that I want to. And I've also spotted an RHM behind us. So there's one shot into the side of a VK-75, and I set him on fire. 747 damage altogether off that one shot. So I'm just turning around just in case anybody's going to push behind us. I would prefer some support here who can cover behind us. So I'm going to have a look, see where that charioteer is. It's not there. It's hiding around the corner a little bit more. So I'm just going to sit here, see if he peeks. Hasn't peeked yet. Just pull back, see if there's anything else happening behind us. So I'll tell you about the gun that you do get on this tank, and it is a 120mm gun, and it's an auto loader. It has 220mm of penetration, which is fine. And then you've got 400 alpha damage, and since this is an auto loader, it is a 5-shell magazine. So with them 5 shells, you've got a potential of 2000 damage, but it's not like your regular auto loaders. You don't get them shells out quick, although on this Vipera you do get the shells out quicker than any of the tech tree lines. It does take 6 seconds between each shell on this tank. There's a nice shot into the Ferdinand, bit of a low roll though. So with my crew and equipment, the reload time for this full magazine is 31.51 seconds. But now I have to say, although I've got it as good as I can running through Brothers in Arms, the gun handling isn't the greatest. That's why I wouldn't recommend trying to sit in bushes at the back of the map sniping, because your aim time is 2.76 seconds, which is terrible, and your dispersion is 0.35, which isn't the greatest, definitely for sniping. Another interesting thing that you get with this tank and all the tech tree tanks, especially from tier 7 and above, is you actually get gun depression, and you do get 10 degrees of gun depression on this, which is great if you want to play them ridge lines. And I have to say, these tanks are great at playing ridge lines. So I've just taken my opposite number out, just trying to cover the other side now. Feels like I've got to cover everywhere. I need somebody to push in and give us a hand. So I'm just looking, is that tank going to pull back? I'm trying to cover the gate. They look like they're going to overwhelm me other Vipera on my team. So what's that? 53 TP, nice shot into him, good high roll, and I bounced his shot. Can I get another shot? There's a Vipera. Both teams had 2 Viperas. One of theirs has been taken out. There he goes, pushing in, and that was lucky getting that snapshot in, and he's been taken out. So only 1 shell left in the magazine, so I'm going to reload the lot. So I'm really vulnerable now, and while I do that, I'll tell you about the armor you get on this tank, and the armor is really nice. On the hull you get 210mm on the front, 100mm on the side, 50 on the rear. And then on the turret you get 275mm on the front, 160mm on the side, and 50mm on the rear. So the armor's fantastic on this tank. So I'm pushing round. I took a shot off that T-32, but I just wanted to take him out, so he's been taken out. So IS-3 here, oh, been shot in the back, 2 shots by a Parallax, but now I know he's reloading. The damage is done, so I'm just going to try and get some shots into that IS-3 here. Going to have to manoeuvre a little bit. Can I get the back of his turret? And he's been taken out. You can get yourself into some sticky situations, just like I did there. Nobody's supporting us from behind, and there's that Parallax again. Good job I've turned round and getting a shot into him. I bounced his shot, did manage to track him, but I'd got no assistance. So there's the RHM, shot into him. You really don't want the enemy come from 2 different directions, but my team seemed to be sitting back, and I'm stuck down here all by myself. What you need to do in this tank, what I try to do, is have the enemy in front of you at all times. What I can tell you, your turret armor, if you face straight forward to them, that is, your turret armor is to the full values. But if you slightly angle it, there's bits on the side that you'll straighten up towards the enemy, and they'll be able to get penetrating shots into it. So there's a Parallax just pushed right in front of us. I managed to take the RHM out, and there's the Charioteer. So I've gotten them all from behind us. So 2 shots left. I think I'll go for a full clip reload. Looks like I'll be able to push out now. I am a 1-shotter, but they'll have to get us in the back or a good lucky shot. If I keep them in front of us, I should be fine. So other things about this tank, the mobility isn't the greatest. It isn't with any of the tech tree ones either. I do have a top speed going forward of 30 kilometers an hour and a reverse speed of 12. 12 isn't too bad, but the 30 kilometers an hour, it is a bit slow. And then view range isn't the greatest. It's a balancing aspect, I would say. So with my crew and equipment, I've only managed to get my view range to 414 meters. Let's have a quick look at the stats. It was a Master Ace Tanker Award. I got the high caliber for me 4,550 damage with 1,770 assist, and the top gun for me 6 kills. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1,746. Top for damage by more than double. I made 103,000 credits plus 6,810 XP, that's due to playing a premium vehicle for tactical training, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×2. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you found the information useful and enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon at the bottom left hand corner. Cheers.